Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wish I could say that today was going smoothly, but it's not. I just finished completing a half an hour video, then found out that I forgot to unmute my microphone. So all you see in that video is my hands doing all this, but you hear nothing. So I'm scrapping that video for today because I just can't do it again. And instead, I'm gonna work on a card. I haven't done a card in a while. But I'm gonna do my own take on this thing because I mean I can't be the only one that doesn't have every color paper in the rainbow or want to do something different with these dies. So I'm gonna ink and I'm gonna play with color and I'm going to see what I can achieve just with my Tim Holtz Distress Color inks and some dies. The only thing that I am gonna cut out from a specific cardstock is the sentiment, which is gonna say happy birthday, and that's gonna be cut from the glitter cardstock. This comes with 3 dies. Now, I want to make this die out of specific colors. And then I haven't decided if I'm just going to cut this one out in white or what I'm going to do with this one yet. So we're just going to push this one to the side, and you can tell that I've used it before because I have all my bits in there. Let's clean that out. For now, I'm just going to take this one and just cut out more or less how much cardstock I'm going to need for this one. So this is a Crafter's Companion die, and I actually bought this at Tuesday morning for $9.99. That was a great price. I haven't been there in a while. I wonder if they brought any new things in. Okay, so I'm not going to ink this after I cut the die because there's a lot of intricate little things here and I don't want to damage it with the brush. So I'm going to ink it before and then we'll see how it comes out, right? Let's have fun with it. I'm going to see if I have something I could put under here just so I can ink and it doesn't damage my surface. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Normally I would use a glass mat for this, but there would be a lot of glare, so I had started making a journal. I don't like the way this one's coming out, so I'm just going to use that to ink my card. We're going to come in with some colors here, and I think I'm going to go with the violets, the purples. Maybe, this is the hard part, selecting what colors you want to use. Let me see these colors. Green tone, cracked pistachio is a pretty color. We might use that one. Maybe with pink. Why not? We'll see. Okay. We're gonna select our brushes. Let me see what I have. This is a lighter tone green and my pink. Ooh, I accidentally used another color with my pink, so I gotta see if I clean it up a little bit before I start to ink with it. Let me get some scrap paper and let's clean off all the purple that I accidentally put on my pink. All you gotta do is rub it. Most of the time it just goes away. I'm not being very careful with them. These brushes are okay. I'm looking to invest in some new brushes. So we're going to start off with the pink. And we're going to start in the edges. It's just, and bringing that color in. I use this because you want to soften it as you go in. Let the harshest part of the color, the darkest color, be on the edges, and just try to like lighten those colors as you go in. Now we're going to mix these colors in. Oops, you see, that's what happens when you go in too hard, but that's okay because we're going to cut it out with a die. But as a habit, I try to go a little lighter, a little less heavy-handed. But things happen. It's paper. You mess it up, start over. Then we're going to go in with cracked pistachio. I don't know why I'm mixing these colors together, but I think when you cut them out, it's going to look good. So we're going to start off lightly and just try to blend it into the pink. And then we'll pass this through the die cutting machine and see what we get. We're either gonna love it or hate it. I'm not too concerned with the center because the center, it's not gonna cut out. It's gonna be cut out, so it doesn't matter how much ink you get there. But what I do want to get is some color there. Okay. Oops. I always do that. And just come in with the pink again. And try to blend those colors in a little bit. And then we'll cut it. We'll see what happens. If we don't like it, then we'll do another one. No harm, no foul. Okay. So this die cuts out 2 different pieces. Or can you do one? Oh, you could do one. Okay. So we're just going to see more or less where we will want the die, what looks good to us. And then we're going to tape it down with removable tape. I've mentioned this before, but I use the Scotch brand. It's inexpensive. It's $6. You get 2 rolls. It lasts forever. And it works great. So that's what I use. You can use whatever you like, whatever you have. But this one works for me. So we're going to use the Gemini Junior. And we're going to just set the plates down on it. Yeah, I have it off to the side, so you're going to hear it, but you're not going to see it. Let's just run it through. Let's see, did it cut all the way through? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe not. Nope. We need to run it through one more time. I'm afraid this thing is going to move. Okay. I'm going to have to do something I wouldn't normally do. Let's try to flip this thing. Okay. Well, you know what? We either get it right or we start it over. Let's run it through one more time. Hopefully it doesn't shift. But if it does, we'll start over. Cross your fingers. Please tell me that you stood. Okay, I think we're good. And it worked. And it doesn't look hideous. It looks very pretty. For the bits that are hard to remove, if you can't get them out with your hand, you can always use a pokey tool. Use one now. Okay. So this is what we have, and I'm sorry if you're getting feedback from outside. There are people in the pool right now, so we're getting a lot of noise. So that's one of the panels. It cut very well. It looks lovely. I'm pleased with it. Let's put this to the side. So now we can cut 2 more layers. We can cut this layer, which we might do with some color, or leave that one white. Let's try it white first. This side gave me problems to cut before, and I don't know how it's gonna behave today, but we're gonna run it through anyway. Maybe we can do this one out of glitter cardstock. But no, we said we're not going to use that, so we're not going to use it. Okay. So then my mind starts going all over the place and thinking, ooh, sparkly. But yeah, we're not doing that today. All right. Let's see if we're going to need another layer. We may not need that one. Let's just put this one to run. Let's see, can we fit it there? No. Let's just cut it out of here. And I may have to use my metal cutting plate, just because I know for a fact that this one gives me a hard time. So we'll get our cutting plate. We'll set that down. We'll set this down. We're going to put some tape on it to hold it. Make sure it's nice and secured. And let's put it on the other side as well. And then we're going to put our plastic shim, our magnetic shim, and our other cutting plate. And we're going to run it through the machine. You don't like that one. But when you have those sharp corners coming in, it makes those noises. The machine is totally safe. And as you can see here, we had the same problem. It didn't cut here, and it didn't cut here. So we're going to put this back down, and we're just going to shift it a little bit to see if the machine hitting it in a different angle will make a difference. And hopefully this time it cuts out totally. We shall see. So we're going to run that through again. This time you don't hear so many noises because the die is at an angle. Let's see if this time it cut. Come on, die, behave. Yeah, I think we're good. I think it did a good job. Let's see. So let's take the tape out very carefully. And yeah, I think it did it. So we're going to run this through and see if we can get all this out. And let's see, so far, oh, I'm so pleased. So we're gonna finish taking these out, and then we're gonna see if we're gonna need that other panel. If not, we're just gonna leave it just like this. I started making cards. I actually started crafting more after I became ill. It became my therapy, and I fell in love with it. And I decided to start recording because I'm actually a homeschooling mom, and I discovered that I really do like to teach, but I'd rather teach something I love instead of math because I do not like it. And I'm finding joy in it. So this is why I'm here, sharing what I love with you guys. Now, do we make another panel? Maybe. I may have to break the rules, guys. I may have to use another color. Or you know what? No, we're just going to keep it like that. Let's keep to our word. Let's cut the sentiment, which is what we agreed would be the only thing made of cardstock. And then we'll see how we attach everything. I think the sentiment in the center is going to make a big difference in how the card looks. So far I'm pleased. So far you only used 2 color inks and white cardstock. So for someone who's starting their crafting journey and they don't have a lot of supplies, this is totally doable. The inks are available in any of the stores, and they're fairly inexpensive. You can get them on sale. I know Hobby Lobby has them 40 to 50% off every once in a while. So if you really want some inks, you can just wait for one of the sales and start getting your little supplies together. That's how we all started. And with a simple die and some color, you can make a pretty card. You can create something beautiful. Most likely make someone very, very happy. So there we go. Let's see if this cut all the way, and I'm hoping it did. I think it's time for new cutting pleats. Let's try to be careful with the sentiment because it is delicate. If you don't have sentiments that are dies, you can always just stamp something in the center. And you can also find sentiment stamps, some fairly inexpensive in either Hobby Lobby or Michael's or even online. You can find things everywhere nowadays. But if you have a mom and pop store next to you, I would definitely go there. They can guide you more in the supplies that you need to get started, and you could form a relationship with people in your town or in your city. It's kind of neat. Support your local businesses. Okay. So you have happy birthday. You have your background, and I'm still debating whether to add another. I think it just needs more color. Maybe we're gonna do green on the outside of this, and then we'll cut a white panel out with the other piece, and just keep layering things up until we're happy. So let's do that. Okay, let's cut the panel first out of white cardstock. I have a piece left. And then we're gonna go ahead and add some ink to that part. Not being very careful. This should cut fairly simple. It's nothing, just a rectangle, so the machine should not be too finicky with that, but then again, you never know. They're temperamental. Let's clean this off. And the reason I'm going to use the green on the outside is because in this part, the green is on the inside. So it breaks it up a little bit. And then we're going to use this panel to finish this off. Now, normally, like I said, I would be grabbing some glitter cardstock, but since we're not doing that, we can always add some shimmer to the white cardstock later and totally still be in our rolls, right? So now we're going to take the green, see where we put that one at, and we're going to add, let's just flip, we're going to add some green to all the edges, and we're going to try to be as careful as we can. And let's just, I guess we can go in more because we want that white to stand out too. So let's just ink it. And we'll just keep going around. We don't have to worry about the center because it's going to be covered. And we're almost done. And yeah, I'm going a little heavy-handed now because I want it a little darker. Okay, let's see if it covers all of it. So now we have the white layer. We put this on top. And the happy birthday. That's much better. Okay, so we're going to start gluing these down. And then we'll just cut out a base to put the whole thing on. Okay, let's put this to the side. We don't need this anymore. You can put these away. We don't need that anymore. Take the brushes out. Let's clean up our workspace. It function better when everything is nice and neat. Okay, so we're gonna first glue down this panel to this. Okay, to do this we're going to use, I would normally use a dotted tape, but it's just not sticking right, so I'm just gonna use glue if I could find it. Oh, there you go. And I'm gonna use it with a fine tip point. Let's see if it's the glue that I use is art glitter glue, and I put it into these little bottles that I purchased on Amazon, and it works good for me, especially for these little intricate dies. It's small enough that you can just start getting some of those corners. Let's glue some of this down, and then we'll come back. We may have to flip it over a little bit just to get some more. I know some people put it on their hands and glue things down that way. That would drive me crazy, so I just don't do it. And just try to glue as fast as we can because this thing sets up pretty fast. And I think we're good. We can always add some more if we need it, but I don't think we will need it. Okay, so now we have to eyeball this and see how we get this somewhat centered without creating too much of a mess. This glue dries clear, and I think it'll be fine. That's it. Gotta commit. Now to these that didn't glue down properly, you can lift them up carefully and add a little bit of glue there. Add a little bit of glue and then bring it down. Okay. So we have that. It's a little bit. Okay, I'm not gonna start nitpicking. Now we're gonna put some glue on our sentiment. If you wanted to make some more dimension, you can actually cut a few pieces of this and glue them together. That'll add some height, but I don't think this card needs it because I want this to be the hero and not so much the wording. So I'm gonna put this at an angle. I think it looks better that way. And we're gonna set it down and just commit. Once you push it, that's it. You gotta commit to it. All right. I'm gonna use that to finish securing it. So this is what we have so far. And then we're gonna take this panel. We could use foam tape to elevate this a little bit. Or we could just, you know what? We're just gonna put it down. I'm trying to economize on my stamps, and I become obsessed with putting layer upon layer and adding a lot of dimension, and then you end up spending a fortune to send a card. So, please don't be crooked. No. See? You know what? It's fine. So this is what we have. And lastly, we're just going to take some cardstock and we're going to make our card base. And then we should be good to go. Later on, when I decide who I'm going to send it to, I'll add the sentiment, but right now it doesn't need it. So this is going to be a 5x7 card, which means we're going to cut it 10x7, and then we're going to score it at 5 inches. Okay, let's do that. Let's cut it at 10. And then at 7. And then we're going to score it at 5 inches. Oops. And now we're going to fold it over. And we're going to make sure that we have a nice fold. And I'm going to use my Teflon bone folder because this is the only tool that I have that doesn't leave white marks. It doesn't make it shiny. So your card stays perfectly intact. And now we're going to glue this guy. Good on this side. We're going to glue this guy onto there. I'm going to add glue. Let's add glue around here as much as we can. You gotta have a little bit of patience, which I don't have a lot of. And that's what we have. And now we're gonna add it to our card. And there we have it. Now you can leave it like this. When it dries, you won't see any of that glue. You can leave it like this, or you can add some flowers. Of course, not this color, but just, you can add some flowers. And you have a beautiful card that you could send out to someone. And you made it yourself with 2 inks. And a sentiment made out of glitter cardstock. I hope you like this video. I hope you enjoy this card. I hope you try making one like this. And if you do, you can tag me on Instagram. It's Cassie Ann Creative Studios on Instagram as well. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye.